Hello and welcome to HME Insights, our exclusive customer webinar series dedicated to empowering you with the knowledge to maximize your HME technology. Today, we're excited to dive into HME's Nitro Timer. In this session, we will guide you through customizing and using your Nitro Timer to help optimize your restaurant. Please use the Q&A function to ask any questions throughout today's presentation. Today, we're excited to have Chris Miyahira and Dolan Hall joining us. Chris is the product manager for the ZOOM Nitro Timer platform and the next-gen video detection solution. With over 5 years of experience in the SaaS industry and more than 4 years at HME, Chris brings extensive experience and an innovative vision to the team. Dolan Hall has been with HME for 2 years and recently joined the customer success team. He has a passion for product knowledge and customer training. And with that, Chris, I'll hand it to you.
Well, good morning. My name is Chris Miyahira, and I'm excited to talk to you guys a little bit about the Nitro Timer. For the Nitro Timer, we did introduce this in 2019, and ever since we have continued to build upon this as an industry-leading timing system. We have transformed this product from a QSR tool to a dynamic and user-friendly timer platform that is integral to the QSR's operations. And today we are continuing to bolster, improve, and innovate on this platform to pave the way for future data analytics, computer vision, and integrations. So with that, let's get diving into a little bit about what sets Nitro apart. So Nitro is a constantly evolving platform, and that starts with HME's goal of continuous delivery of value and quality. So we do a level of quarterly releases that always include new features, security improvements, and other performance enhancements. We have unique offerings that include seamless over-the-air upgrades, robust settings management, advanced diagnostics, and always ensuring the top-tier performance and reliability. And upon every release, we do perform regular vulnerability testing and pen tests with our IoT connected devices, and we have experienced unparalleled innovation when it comes to developing and reinforcing our system to keep you and us ahead of the competition. When it comes to what we provide for our users and the functionality of the system itself, we have 30% larger graphics than our legacy timer, and we've overhauled the UI in general to make it more interactive and dynamic. The app runs faster, it's more responsive, and that leads to reduced downtime, quicker decision making, and ensures that critical information is more visible and accessible at a glance. Overall, we've also made changes to improve the detection accuracy. We are constantly making adjustments to our algorithm to make sure that it's the most accurate and reliable system for you all. And we've improved this detection by over 10% since launching this product to better help you manage your traffic flow more effectively. Over-the-air enhancements, one of the largest benefits is that Nitro is an IoT connected platform, and we have the ability to monitor, upgrade, and manage our devices remotely. And what that means for you is that we can troubleshoot and diagnose your device remotely. We can provide software upgrades in the middle of the night, or you can manage all of your device settings via the HME cloud or access your entire account's data from anywhere in the world. Some of the great features that we have on the Nitro platform itself is our ability to integrate with various POS systems. From Xenial, NCR to Brink to Oracle, we can integrate with any POS system that you may use. And this enables our customers to sync their sales transaction information to the cars that are on the dash, as well as the reports as well. When it comes to IoT connected devices, one of the great features that we have is the Nitro to Nexio alerts. And this feature facilitates communication between the Nitro Timer platform and our Nexio next-gen wireless system. And these alerts ensure that critical information is shared promptly, and it overall enhances the system responsiveness and decision-making capabilities by providing audible alerts when certain thresholds are met. And finally, we have the gig delivery alerts. This is a new feature coming to the timer that focuses on providing insight and visibility into changes in your gig delivery status. So with the rise of the gig economy, this feature is designed to keep you more informed about incoming delivery orders and their status. These real-time alerts are going to help you better manage delivery operations more effectively, ensuring timely service and customer satisfaction. And when we look forward on the Nitro roadmap, we're looking at things that will better help us provide value and expand our understanding of the customer's true experience time. Our customers now want to know more about their customer's true experience when it comes from entering the lot to ordering to departing. With that, obviously, requires new features, displays, new reports that can provide our customers with the insights and the data necessary to take action to improve their customer experience and their overall customer loyalty. The future of our timer and of the QSR industry necessitates new data points that didn't exist 5 years ago. From a Nitro perspective, we are going to continue to prioritize providing accurate timing, data, and prioritizing our customers' experience. And with that, I do want to say thank you for your time, and I will hand this back over to Dolan.
I'll be showing us a live view of a Nitro timer here. Let me just pull this up right now. Once again, my name is Dolan. I'm with the customer success team here at HME. I thank you all for your time. So this is a live view of a Nitro timer and what you would actually see at your store or if you remote into a timer. Starting from the top here, you have your menu button here. It's a hamburger icon. You have your store name, your store number, the current day part, the time range for that day part, the time of day, and the date and day of the week. Now onto the actual display of the dashboard. As you can see, it can represent exactly how your store looks. So for today, we're looking at a wide lane store with a cashier and service window. We're also able to include the pull forward window and the mobile order or pull forward lanes. Now, as for the tiles themselves, today we are displaying 6 tiles along with our bottleneck ticker. But as for the tiles, you can display as little as 1 or as many as 6. Now, as a best practice, we do recommend our customers show at least 3 tiles. This helps you track the customer's full journey and see where they're at for critical detection points. But again, if you wanted to go as little as 1, you are able to do that. We'll go into how to edit tiles later in the presentation. Now, as for the display, you see each tile is tied to a certain detection point or is tracking a certain metric. For our time goals here on the left, you'll see in green, here's our event time. That's how long a customer has been at a certain detection point, the average for the hour, and the goal we set for our store. Now, the event time is not to be confused with the time that's shown above the cars here. This is the lane total time. This is their total journey. So this car's been in the lane for a total of 1 minute and 38 seconds, while this car at the beginning has only been at the menu for 17 seconds. Now, cars will be displayed one of 3 colors: green, yellow, or red. Green means that you're exceeding your speed goals that you set for your store. Yellow means that you're meeting your speed goals. And red means you're exceeding the speed goals that you have set. This is a good way for you to track how your store is doing performance-wise, and you can allocate resources to certain points if they're slowing down. Now, off that topic, the bottleneck ticker is a great way for this to be displayed exactly. Now, throughout the day, the bottleneck ticker will tell you exactly which points are being held up and by how much. Now, here we see the car count for the day. The car count will show you the total that you have currently, what you had in the previous day part, the best you've had for this current day part, the current pace you're on, and your goal. And in the top right, we're showing our percent to goal for lane total. Now, what this means is so far for the day, when it comes to lane total, which is the customer's full journey from menu 1 to departure, we've hit our goal 100% of the time. Now, our goal is to hit it at least 70% of the time, but for this store, it has been hit 100% of the time. Now, with that being said, we'll move into the settings for the Nitro dashboard. To open the settings, go to the top left and click your menu button. This is where you'll enter your manager password. So once you're in your menu, you'll see that you have the option to select your languages. The Nitro dashboard is able to display it in English or French Canadian. Once again, your day part, the time for that day part, your time and day of the week will be displayed at the top. As clicking the dashboard template button here, you can adjust how many towels that you're showing on your Nitro timer. Now, as for our adjustments here, you can click the lane to adjust your pull forward and mobile pickup lanes. You can choose your driver's side position, and you can choose how your day part is displayed. For now, we're showing the day part with the time. This is also where you have the ability to turn on or turn off the day part bottleneck ticker. Now, as we go into each tile, I'll show you how to change those. So now I'm going to change the menu 1 tile. So as you can see, for each tile, you can choose what is being measured. So for this tile, we're measuring the time. But you're able to measure the percent to goal, car count, cars in lane, or any of these options below. If you're part of the leaderboard, we always recommend having one of these. It's a very interactive way to see where you're at on your leaderboard. Now, the metric tells you which detection point is going to be measured for time. For this tile, we have our menu 1 being measured for time. Title, below the metric, is where you can change the actual name of the menu. So say we just call our menu 1. We don't want to call it time. We just take that out and it will be displayed there. You can call this anything you like. If you want to change what's being tracked in terms of the average, you can also change that. If you want to have it down to half hour trailing, or any of these options, they are available to you. Now moving on to our store section. One thing to note, after making any changes, be sure to save at the bottom, or else they will not be saved. Now moving on to our store section. Here is where you can edit the details for your specific store. Here you can change your store number, your store name, the brand you're associated with, and the address of your store. It is very important that the correct brand is being displayed so that our team can look it up and find it more quickly and accurately. Now moving on to our date and time tab. Here's where you can confirm that the date is correct, as well as the time zone. This is important for your day parts and store hours. Now moving on to the store hours. This reconfirm that everything here looks correct for your specific store. This is important for reporting and for making sure that your timer is running during the correct times. Now onto our day parts section. By splitting your store into different day parts, you're able to adjust your goals based on certain day parts. For instance, if your breakfast is faster than your lunch, you can change that in our next setting, which is our speed goals. You definitely want to make sure these are accurate so that you can split your goals up accordingly. You can also adjust the shifts of your employees. Now on to our speed goals. As discussed, you can have different speed goals for each different day part. Now to set your default goals, which is the goals that will apply to any day part, you go to default goals. Here is where you can set goals for each specific detection point. Now, as a best practice, we do recommend starting higher and working your way down when setting goals. This helps you determine where your store is at and how quickly they should be working. Now, as I mentioned earlier, cars can be displayed one of 3 colors: green, yellow, or red. When they're below goal A, they will be green. Once they surpass that goal A mark, they will go into yellow because now they're meeting their speed goal. Once they move past goal B, it will start to turn red. That means they have exceeded the goal they set for their store as a standard. Anything beyond goal C and going into goal D is what we call a disastrous order. Disastrous orders are one-offs that don't happen often, or really just outliers in your store. For example, if a car's engine breaks down in the middle of your lane and his customer journey was a 15 to 20 minute journey. Obviously, this doesn't happen all the time, so we call that a disastrous order, and that is taken into account when reporting times. You can adjust your times for all of your detection points, pull forward window, and everything listed here. Now, if you want to change it for a specific day part, you then click over into the day part that you want to change. Now, for this store, as you can see, our lane total time went from 6 minutes down to 3. We're expecting that during the breakfast time, we're less busy and can get things done quicker. That is reflected here. It's very important to adjust these times for your store so you can get accurate reporting for your multiple stores when you pull reports and when you have leaderboards. When any changes are made, you can also apply them to all days to make sure that all your goals for the whole week. Now onto our car count goals. Here's where you set the number for the amount of cars you expect to serve. You can do it by hour, and this is important for if you're using a car count tile on your dashboard. Now, once again, as a best practice, start higher and work your way down. This will give you an accurate reading for how your store should be doing. Once goals are all set, do make sure you press apply to all so they're applied to all days. The next tab we'll go into is our Nexio and HDX alerts. The Nitro Timer is able to send alerts directly to Nexio headsets. To adjust that setting, you go to your last tab here on Nexio HDX alerts and click that ticker there. What that allows you to do is if a car exceeds the time that you have set for them and then lane total, an alert can be sent straight to your headset that will let them know that a car has been in the lane for too long. This is a great way to keep your team on task and on time. If you have any problems with your network or detectors, you can contact our tech support department and they can help you adjust those. Onto our car detection settings. Now, as mentioned before, the store that we're displaying is a wide lane store. This can be changed to any lane that fits the store that you are working with. If you have a single lane, you can change that here. You can also add or remove any detection types. If you had a pre-menu or if you have any type of merge points, they can be added here. Now, earlier we talked about lane total, which is the time that it takes for a customer to get from the menu to departure. You'll also notice that we have something called lane total 2. Now, this is a misnomer. It's not necessarily tracking for a second lane. What this allows you to do is tailor your detectors to give you certain readings. So for instance, if I'm not worried about when the customer gets to the menu, but I want to know the time it takes for them to go from the service, from when they get to the service to when they leave the service window, I can set that here. So right now, my lane total 2 is really just tracking how long it takes the customer to arrive at my service window and leave from my service window. This is useful if you have a specific point that is always having problems. So for this store, they might have problems with their service window. It might be taking a long time. If I want to take a good look at that, I can set that as my lane total 2. The next tab we'll go into is our reporting tab. In our report tabs, you can send single stores to your email. So for this report that we're looking at right now, it's reporting on the hour for the 2 o'clock period. To send the report, you press here. Now, one feature we're really excited about is our report scheduler. This way you can schedule a report to be sent out on a timely basis. So all you do is put the destination address, who's going to be receiving the report, and you can set up what is being sent and what time. This is very useful to get certain reports on a certain time so that you can track how your store is doing throughout the year. Now, going back to our dashboard, one last thing to note. Although we do have the bottleneck ticker being displayed here, since it is such a useful tool, you are also able to display that in your tiles. By going to your measure tab, you can go down to period or current bottleneck, and you can set it here. So you show the time and event, or you can just show the bottleneck time or just the event, and display how you want it to be displayed. Again, right now it's being called average of the last 5 cars, but you can delete that and call it whatever you want. If I want to just call that bottlenecks, I can do that here, and displayed right there. And you also display the amount of time that it'll idle for. All right, that is all for the Nitro Timer presentation. I will kick it back to Caitlin for any questions we have.
Great, thank you. We did have a couple of questions come through the chat. So Dolan, first question for you. How many tiles can I have displayed on my dashboard?
You can have as little as 1 tile or as many as 6 displayed. To change that, you go to your settings page here after you enter your manager's password. You go to the right where you see dashboard template, and any of these options can be chosen.
Perfect. And then Chris, question for you. When will camera detection be available?
So right now we are currently in development with HME's first computer vision product, and that will be fully compatible with our existing Nitro platform. Right now, we are targeting to make this available to your corporate brands by the end of this year.
Thank you. Dolan, am I able to change the description for the lanes? Example, where it has here a menu point or cashier. Can I rename those?
Absolutely. So say here we have our service window. So you don't call that your service window. We call it the present. You click the tile that you want to change. You go down to title and you change that here. And now it's being displayed as our present window.
Thank you. Is Dolan also for you, is there a way to create a standard display with all of the same goals for all of my stores?
Absolutely. One thing we definitely recommend with our stores is once you have a timer set up the way you want it, meaning your speed goals, your averages, and your tiles are set up the way you want it to, you can work with your customer success advisor or your sales rep to get that sent out to multiple stores. That's what we call a snapshot.
Thank you. Chris, question for you. How can I track my pull forward cars or mobile cars?
Awesome. So on the Nitro application, there are different ways to track both the pull forward and the mobile spot. For definition, the pull forward is a detection point after the last window that is usually a continuation of the total time. So for pull forwards, there are two options. A user can configure 1 to 2 pull forward spots on the car detection settings page as displayed here. And you can do that for a single or a Y lane. And for dual lanes, you can configure up to 4 pull forward spots. Nitro also provides the ability to configure a pull forward window, which functions the same way as a pull forward spot, and it's usually a third window that exists on the customer's buildings. And finally, for the mobile spots or independent detectors, there is a way to configure up to 16 detection points on the independent detectors tab. And depending on how many TSPs that you have connected at this point, you're going to be able to configure these and display them on the dashboard and gather information from them in your downstream reporting as well.
Perfect. Dolan, if I only have a single lane or a dual lane, can the timer display that layout at my store?
Yes, absolutely. What we're going to do is go down to your car detection settings tab here on the left, and you'll see number 1, select lane configuration. Once you click that drop down, all your options will be available there. You can do single, tandem, dual, Y lane, or any mobile order lanes.
Thank you. Dolan, does EOS integrate with the timer?
No, at this time, only Nexio can integrate with alerts to the headsets.
Okay, thank you. Chris, question for you. Can I put another monitor in my cashier area so they can also see the dashboard of the timer?
Currently, the Nitro system can function with 1 or 2 screens, and this is a common setup when we display the regular Nitro dashboard on one screen and the leaderboard or the gamification screen on the other monitor. However, at this time, we do not offer the ability to split these displays any further with another monitor.
Great, thank you. And then last question, Dolan, do ghost cars hurt my time?
No, ghost cars do not hurt your time. They are actually put into the system. Anytime a car exceeds a certain amount of time, it will take the highest times and exclude them. We do have a training for that coming up. We'll send the details out for that available coming up.
Great. Thank you, guys. So thank you to everyone who attended. If any of your questions were not answered during today's call, we'll be following up with you. Thank you again, Chris and Dolan, for sharing your time and expertise. A recording of today's webinar will be available in the HME training portal. This is also where you'll find additional in-depth videos and how-to guides on Nitro. Please join us for our upcoming webinar where we'll review the ever-growing reports that we have available via the HME cloud. Thank you and have a wonderful day.